Good morning to you, and we're the Inforunners. I'm Algared and Execute, and today we have Irishrelief, and he wants help with FixMyFleet. Okay, so Irishrelief came to us. He says, guys, I've got lots of packs. What do I do? And we've got Irishrelief in sound. Say hi, Irish.
Hi, guys.
And tell us a little bit, what is the thing you actually want to do in verse?
So I want to do the exploration bit where you discover something and then exploit that information for the maximum amount of profits, and then defend your claim. I think that sums it up.
So if I'm hearing correctly, you want to do exploration and info running.
And then
Would that be about it?
yeah, I think info running is the right word. And then if not info running, bringing up some industrial thing to, if I find a wreck, to salvage the wreck. If I find a big rock, break the rock, and that sort of thing.
So what
No, it sounds like you have Pokemon syndrome. Beware.
Just a touch. Just a touch.
Just a touch.
So
Well, what packs do you have?
So currently, I'm rocking the UE Explorer 2948 pack, the Scoundrel pack, a Company pack. I've got a Saber Raven pack. I've got a Pirate Aggressor pack. And I've got a smattering of standalones.
Okay, and there they are there.
Which is what I was trying to say. That's all good. Yeah, so I've got a graphic here of what he's actually got available. So that he's been kind enough to lay it out in Excel for us, so you can see all the packs named at the top and what ships are listed below. The ships that are currently bolded are ships that he would like to keep, and then way over the other side you can see the need-want list.
So looking at that pack, the first thing we said was, we asked, what are the ships you really want? And what are the things you really want to do? And
he didn't have that list. He didn't have that need-want. We made him write that. Yeah.
And basically, as a result of that, Execute and I think both said, you really want to get rid of the Scoundrel pack and use the 2948 pack and the Company pack as your key packs to work with. Getting rid of that Scoundrel pack will give you $695 of CCU options. Yes, it does get rid of some of the LTI tokens, but in terms of the ships and packs he's got, that wasn't really an issue.
There's literally only like what? There's only 2 ships in there worth keeping. The rest are all LTI tokens. And when you've got so many other LTI tokens in this first pack here, you take your Mercury, your Terrapin, and turn it into your Mercury. So therefore, you've got the ship back that you wanted, and that's a $5 upgrade. And he just happens to have one. So and then you've got your 3 others. So it's literally, you go back over to your need and want ship list, and you can see where you can fit them in. And for me, the reason we're kind of doing this episode is to look at how to consolidate packs. And it's very clearly, you can look at the Company pack and see that's where the 3 ships are that he really likes. So that is very much the key pack that you want to fill out first. So you want to find the ships that you want and take the 2 ships that are listed there, the Starfarer and the Starliner, and turn those into things that you want to keep. So that way you can just leave that pack alone and know it's going to be safe and not have to melt things down or anything like that.
And it's the same with the 2948 pack. He really wants a Carrack for the exploration, and that's probably that is the best explorer in game. And it's also really, really expensive, and so you actually want to keep that. You may as well keep that pack and just not have to worry about CCUing another ship to that. And that then gives you your CCU tokens that you want to use. And so again, they were the 2 packs we said, look, you keep those.
Yeah. So if I flick over to this next image, you can actually see what we've this is what we've recommended. So obviously the red square is it must go. So that whole Scoundrel pack we've just recommended melting, as Algared suggested, and the ships in green are upgrades to the needs and want list, which I wish I also had on this screen. You might be able to edit that in the background, Irish. Can you add the needs and want screen onto the right-hand side? That'd be great if you could do that. And then the blue ones are ones that he can use as LTI tokens or keep if he so wishes. The Pirate Gladius for me is an earning game, and the Freelancer is again under $200, so the usual spiel.
And of course, the Raven was one that, because it's so limited and it's a special ship, that's just, you don't touch it, it stays.
I could if I wanted to. Like, you can't melt it, you can't upgrade it.
Yeah, it's $0 melt
Yep.
value.
And the Pirate Caterpillar, well, he had a Caterpillar in the Scoundrel pack. He's still got one here, but it's a limited ship, and so again, no need to worry about losing the Caterpillar from the Scoundrel pack. So losing that Scoundrel pack really does become a no-brainer in many ways.
Yeah.
And then as we were talking, and Irish was talking about other ships he wanted, and looking at the industrial side, we said, well, what about the Endeavour, which is a ship we always love to talk about because we think it's a ship that it can do everything. It's big, it's hospital, science, farming,
and definitely going to go in value.
And that was a ship that Irish was saying, yeah, I think I might have to look at that. And what was a couple of the other ships you really want to get into, Irish?
Well, besides the medical gameplay of the Endeavor and the just modularity, I think an Apollo of some sort is, like, for org fights, like, that's just going to be a necessity. And while the Carrack is a great flagship, it's not the what you want to lead a giant fleet with. So either like a Polaris type a ship, maybe that new leaked ship that's coming up, the Odin, because
someone leaked a new ship. That's right.
Yeah, I know. So it's just one of those,
People
like,
are quite evil.
Yeah.
Some days I don't want to be exploring, and some days I don't want to be exploiting, and some days I just want to sit back and let my org do those things, and I'm gonna sit there and protect them, just like they'll do on days that I'm doing those things.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need to project force. I also really like the mole, but I understand how it could be.
But you've got options to go into those now if you wanted. So the Gladius or the Freelance, so you can turn those into if you wish. So it's literally
and I really
just going through that list and finding, the best jigsaw pieces to put in. And so you got your Starfarer that can go into an Endeavor, as you can see there. We've done a list, and the Genesis Starliner being $400. The only option for that one is to go up to, say, something like a Polaris or a or the new Odin or the Nautilus or something like that. So again, you can turn to black market, and there are upgrades like that available. They are rare and they do cost more money if you want the Polaris, but it is an option. But yeah, it is harder to do so now.
Yeah.
And again, because that's in a
one
pack,
of the advantages,
you're locked into options when it's a pack. So that's a difficulty with packs.
If you upgrade the ships and put them into those packs, you really want to make sure they're the ships that you do want, and that's why we went through and said, hey, which of these ships are the ships you really do want? So that we got them highlighted and stuff for that. But if you decide I really want the mole, and you put that into one of those packs, that means that mole that you've got you can melt, and that gives that puts those credits back into circulation for yourself. And if you decide later on I really want that mole back, you can buy it back for credits using your buyback token, or buy it back any time with cash.
So Algared hasn't talked in contents there, so I'll actually explain. He actually has a carbon mole in buyback. I just want to make that clear. You didn't actually make that clear, Algared. That's all good. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. It actually is a good suggestion. So yeah, you can always use buyback to buy things back, so don't be afraid. It's the same thing with all those other standalones there. If he melts those off and turns them into credit, he can buy them back at another time. So just don't think it's a final solution. You can always turn around and get ship back. And if it's a concept ship, you get it back at the original concept price. If it's not a concept ship, then it fluctuates. So if you just buy it normally and the ship goes up, you'll have to pay the new price.
If it's a ship that you've bought and it goes back into sale, the ship will always be at the price you paid for it.
Yeah.
So the price won't fluctuate. If you bought the ship at $250 and melt it, that's the price it is locked at. The CCUs, on the other hand, they fluctuate with price depending on whether the price has gone up or down.
My bad. All right. I think that's pretty much everything in this one. Have you got anything you'd like to add, Algared, or?
No, I think that was pretty much it. It was short, sweet, and kill the scoundrels. That was the
that was the aim, and it paid off. Iris, have you got anything
that
you'd
was
like
the
to
take name from this one?
No, I really appreciate the help. You pointed me towards the idea of maybe taking 2 endeavors to do multi-roll and not have to switch them out.
We just throw options at you, man, and see what sticks. That's just all we do. One thing I will say, his fleet was not that far off my own, so this was a particularly easy one to figure out what ships that he would like. The tricky part was just, as I said, slotting in all those packs. So packs can be, in my opinion, I don't have any packs because I saw very early on there was a small discount, but then a huge back end problem where if you upgrade in the wrong way, you're stuck. And that's why I don't like packs. It's a small monetary gain for a long-term potential problem. And you really, as we kind of stressed in Sandman's episode, you really need to put everything on paper and plan it out really well. Even if it's a couple of packs, and I know we're talking about, big spenders here or, first world problems, but again, we try to help everyone. So, yeah. All right. Algared, do you want to sign us off and all that stuff?
Yeah, and I was just going to say with packs, it's really a matter of don't apply for CCUs until you know, this is a ship I actually want. And if you know you want that ship and you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll CCU up, that's okay. But don't apply a thing and go, oh, I really want to go backwards, because on packs, that becomes a nightmare. Yeah. But, just trying to reinforce that.
I think
it's also a bit of advice.
I also think a part of it is as more and more Citizen comes into the verse, it's getting harder and harder to get help from customer service, and I just think it's because there's too many people now. I don't think it's just because they're evil or anything like that. I think there's just generally so much more people, they're overwhelmed. So yeah. All right, Algared, sign us off, man.
Well, we've been the Inforunners. I've been Algared, that's been Execute, and we've had Irishrelief with us. Anyway, we're the Inforunners. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you like us, like us. If you don't like us, be polite. Join us on Discord.
I'm going to say is jibbity potatoes.
And also join us on Patreon.